is I remember reading in the Bible, but it bothers me that I cannot remember the verse or the place because I'd like to have that down. Is something to the effect that the acceptance of homosexuality in a nation is almost like I understood it as God's punishment to the nation, that it was like a...
well, that's the gist of Romans 1.
Maybe that's it. What is Romans?
Yeah, turn to Romans 1 there, and verse 24 is what you're referring to. Because it says above that is where they, verse 21, because when they knew God, they glorified Him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. And then you come down to verse 24, and it says, wherefore God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who's blessed forever. And then Amen. Verse 26 then says, for this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one to another. So that's
what I'm after.
Yeah, God saw them turning away in apostasy, and He handed them over to homosexual. Yeah, that's what I say all the time. I mean, with the young people, it's terrible, especially if they're in the public schools. They got recruiters in the schools now. And we took Tori out of school when her teacher over here at Wilson Hill was saying, oh, it's okay to be gay. No, it's not. And so we took her out and got her away from all that. Now through the internet, all the queers try to recruit your kids and everything, so you have to be on guard. I'm just telling you, they're after the children.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked about that a couple weeks ago, is that up until the last 50 years or so, this last week in our study, that pederast is an older man who wants a younger boy. That is homosexuality. And the image has only changed in the last few decades. The reality is not. They've done polls and secret polling of homosexuals, and better than 70% have admitted to having sex with underage boys. It's always been that way, and it always will be. And what I've said is that it is because, this Jerry Sandusky thing, you know, what you're hearing, it's because of the fact that they have rebelled against God that they then turn animalistic. Yeah. And that's all the whole sodomy. And we read in Genesis where it says, when something that I said I've noticed people not really catching is when the Sodom came against Lot's house, it specifies it was old and young. Yes. Pederast.